Well, we've reached the last notch before the summit of Thor, but sadly, snow conditions, much like Asgard, are going to stop us from actually summiting.
So unfortunate.
It's very deep again, knee deep, but a steeper angle and bigger cliffs underneath us this time. So without ice axes or crampons, we've decided we're just going to stop at this last little notch. We've got to only be a couple of 100 metres, no, maybe not even that, 100 metres below the actual top, which you can see in the background. It's pretty impressive. Time?
We're currently at 1,300 metres and it's 5 to 9 o'clock at night.
Well, today's the 21st of June 2002. Much has happened since we came down off Mount Thor. Spent one really nice day in the sun, fully relaxing, getting over the 16 hours that the climb took out of us. After that, the rain came in that night, quite instantly really. We decided we're going to cross the creek and head down to Windy Lake, which we did today. It was a pretty yuck morning, got up very early, so the water was really low. Didn't really matter anyway because it was very overcast and snowing. Got really cold feet and crawled over the river to the hut, got our feet dried out, and decided to take on monstrous loads. Originally we were going to do it in 2 trips, but we decided we could tie as much stuff as we could to the outside of the pack, which proved to be pretty horrible. It was like I was a hunchback from day one again. I don't know how much weight, but it was probably at least 40 kilos or something. After that, Mars and I had a bit of a discussion about when we wanted to get out of here. Everything's going pretty much too well to schedule. We've done Asgard and Thor, and now all we have to do is our new route. So we pretty much made a decision today that we're probably going to get out of the park before the 16th, probably more around the 10th or the 11th, which is good because now we've done a bit of a check-up on all our food. We seem to have ample food for that period, so we can now get bigger and better rations, which has always been a bit of a problem. We've always been pretty hungry, just waiting for the next meal, just not realising that we actually had quite a bit of food down here. So the next couple of days, if the weather finds up, we're going to start on our new route, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
As spring turned the ice into water and the dirt into blossoming tundra, the animals began to emerge. Snow-white Arctic hares and Canadian geese were regular visitors to the climbers' camp. Mt Tirakowa was the big challenge of the trip, a new route in the remote Baffin Island. After waiting out a 7-day storm, the team began to take provisions up to the base of Mt Tirakowa. The north-facing wall would see little sun each day, so the team prepared for the worst possible conditions. Climbing harnesses would not be taken off for the next week. They made their way through a vast boulder field of fallen rock that lay below the giant granite face of the unclimbed Mt Tirakowa. With no trees or other ways of judging scale, the 2 climbers guessed it to be about 500 metres high.
Well, here we are at the base of the route that we think we're going to have a go at. We're just sort of scoping it out at the moment and seeing which is the best place to actually progress and start and continue on up and following the most obvious lines. It's pretty daunting, it's pretty steep, a bit thinner than what it looked like from the bottom.
It's cold. Way too much gear.
Still pretty crap, but we got bored of being in the hut, so we rugged up and decided to carry on in the rain and the snow and a bit of hail this morning.
Painful hours were spent hand drilling anchor bolts at the end of each rope length. In the bad weather, progress was slow and difficult. It took 3 days to find a route through the loose and wet lower slabs. Each night, Marcel set up a portaledge so that the two climbers could sleep comfortably on the vertical cliff face. This portable shelter was a cosy home for the exhausted climbers.
Here we are, we're second day of climbing, third day of climbing really, but this is our onslaught now where we've left the ground, and after today we've made camp about 7 pitches up, about a couple of 100 metres, and on our way to the summit, which we hope to achieve in the next couple of days.
Well, it's the 28th of June and we're stuck up here in a portaledge in very, very wet weather. About 7 pitches off the ground. Last night we set up the ledge in moderately good looking weather, and in the middle of the night it started raining, and of course where we've put up the ledge is pretty much in a corner system which has turned into a small waterfall. We're pretty much going to have to wait it out because it's very wet and we can't really wrap all our climbing gear. Anything outside of this little oasis of dry we're in at the moment is wet, so that's all our climbing gear, all the ropes, everything's saturated, and the whole cliff is just one big waterfall. So we're pretty much waiting it out. We could be here for another 24 hours at least, waiting for everything to dry, and then we either go up or we go down. Either way, it's going to be quite interesting, epic.
At 8 p.m. the next day, the rain stopped, and they made the decision to climb onwards. The route was absolutely soaked and very unpleasant. Due to the inclement weather, the pressure was on to continue, and the team climbed around the clock, making use of the 24-hour sunlight. Finally reached the point where the wall turned vertical. This marked the halfway point. As the wall steepened, the climbing became more technical and dangerous.
Well, here we are, top of pitch 10. For a few days of climbing now. We can't actually proceed any further. The top's a few pitches away yet, but we've run out of bolts, and due to the bad weather, we've run out of food as well. We had to sit out a day of bad weather. So we're bidding a retreat at the top of about 540 metres of brand new climbing. We've got about 8 or 9 abseils to get down. Hopefully the ropes won't get stuck. And we're just packing up our home here, which is the ledge, which has been home for a few days now, and bidding a retreat.